This is FanSpeak, a weekly live show where the fans of comics and its community are our guests. All right, everyone. Hello and welcome. Today we're doing a little bit of a special look at our FanSpeak that we don't normally do. We're calling it ArtSpeak, as you saw, and I just thought that was funny. It's nothing serious about it whatsoever. I hope you like my Photoshop. Whoopi Goldberg Superman is amazing. I call it Whoopi Man. It's a new character. But anyway, thank you all for coming down here today. We got something really cool going on. I am joined by some amazing artists, which I'm going to introduce here in a minute. And what we're going to be doing is, of course, as many of you know, we have the art contest going on for the show, and the art contest is really cool. What we're going to do is we're going to take a full-page ad out of an alternate comic book, and we're going to advertise FanSpeak. And therefore, we, of course, want to have art for that. And what we're going to do is get a FanSpeak logo and a mascot. And on our October 31st, our Halloween special show, we are going to be having a straw poll and figure out who has the best one for that. And we're going to use that, and therefore your art will have a chance to be in a comic book, which is a pretty cool prize, we thought. So let's just, after that little bit of introduction stuff, let's just go here and talk to our guys and see what they're doing and what they're up to, and introduce you guys to some of these amazing artists we have here. So, all right, guys, welcome to the show. Everybody bright-eyed and bushy-tailed?
Absolutely. Thank you for having us. We appreciate it.
Oh, well, yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you for coming. So let me just go ahead and introduce who we have here. So I'll go over and I'll white box you guys so everyone can see you. Let's go ahead and I'll just go straight down left to right. And first we have here is John Dillard, Gaming the System. Now, John, we've seen you around quite a bit. You have a lot of stuff going on, and then, of course, you won the Drawn Recorded Fan Edition, and then went over and kicked the pros' butts as well. So we're so proud of you, man.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, we got a lot of things going on in our little neck of YouTube over there. We got a lot of projects happening, and we're getting real excited. Everything's starting to come together. Channels are growing. Connections being made. It's fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely is, man. And of course, we also have GoodDogPress with Manny, and Manny also won the fan edition of Drawn a Quarter and went over there and competed against the pros. And I thought you had a great Lobo on a dolphin, man. And I think maybe a lot of people didn't get the connection to space dolphins, but it was a great piece you did. How you doing, Manny?
Okay. I'm doing great. Thank you for mentioning that Drawn a Quarter. Yeah, I learned a lot from going on with the pros, so I'll never make that mistake again by making too much detail.
Yeah, well, but it was beautiful though, man, and it was also really cool. I think it's a great the fan edition is a great prize, you know. But
yes.
Yeah, excellent. So I see you have Skunk Girl up here. We're going to be talking about your guys' projects and stuff in a while, and Skunk Girl is, of course, your big project you have going on here. And you had said that you know the model for your Skunk Girl.
Oh, yeah, I know that model intimately.
You do?
Ooh.
Oh,
Yes,
who? Oh, I see. Okay. Well, I'll leave it at that.
All right. Leave it at that.
Leave it at that. All right. Let's move down the line. And, of course, the last artist we have here with us right now, anyway, is Tank Ferret, another great artist that has come on to the Drawn a Quarter Fan Edition and put out some amazing stuff. And I'm assuming one of these days you're going to go over there and knock heads with the pros too. Have you won yet, or are you going to win next time?
No, I haven't won yet because I have a potato for a camera, apparently. So
you do, yeah. But you're an amazing artist, though, man. Because I know you're going to win that thing eventually, as long as Booster doesn't beat you. But Booster is amazing.
Thank you. Well, one of these days I will beat Booster. He is my rival and my hetero man crush. So, I got to beat him.
True. Absolutely. All right, guys. So what we're going to do today is you guys are going to be now, John, you've already done this, and actually, John, I want to ask you another question. Is there anybody else you'd like me to invite to this this live, man?
Oh, maybe. I mean, we have another artist in our little cabal.
Hmm.
I'll see if he's on right now. I'll shoot him a link.
Sure.
His
Yeah.
name is Todd Mulrooney from he's doing a comic book called Ignition.
Oh, sweet.
But I'll see if he's around.
Okay. Yeah, if you guys want to bring other people in, just go right ahead, and the more the merrier, right? Also, I will go ahead and get the link up to you guys for where this is going on right now on my channel. Now, have you guys had any ideas? And that's one of the things when we were sitting there coming up with the idea of the contest. We thought it was a really cool idea for the contest itself, but we had no idea what we wanted the logo or the mascot to look like. We had no concept, so we decided just to leave it up for you guys to figure it out. And the entries. So now John actually has already put a submission in, which I thought was really cool. Um, what kind of idea do you guys have as far as what should FanSpeak look like? I mean, a logo is one thing, that's just cool graphic design, but what about the mascot? What is a cool idea for a mascot for this community, right?
Right. When
That's
I
a
did
good
mine,
one.
my idea was an amalgam of fans because we
Yeah.
have fans that like comics. There's no two fans that like the same exact comics. So I put just everything that had to do with just fandom on my little character. But that's just one idea. I mean, there's countless things you can do, which is so great about you leaving it wide open like that. That was really cool.
Well, I don't know that I'll take the genius. Thank you. I'll leave it at that. uh, yeah, no, it's we just thought it was a really cool idea, and of course, another thing on the side of it, which is much more of a selfish thing, I guess, is the I use a lot of art and stuff for thumbnails and various for all the different shows we have, and right now I'm using any kind of art I just pull off the internet, right? But if we ever decided to monetize or we actually got to any point where someone actually recognized us, and of course, being in this community, we could get recognized at any second. YouTube could easily mess with us because I'm using copyrighted stuff. Uh,
Hmm.
but which for me is like, well, I'm not making money off it, so what's the problem? But it also allows us to have art from the community that we can use that is safe, right? That was another intention as well. But I
Yeah,
don't
it's
know.
better to have something of your own always. Let me see if I can. Am I able to screen share on this? Let's see.
You absolutely are. And I have
I'm
the
having trouble
Hangouts
finding
up,
it.
and I'm going to leave them up so you guys can share as you like, and I will white box you.
Okay. Oh, this is a little bit different than last time. This is a different program.
Yes, I am using Streamlabs on my end, which allows me to do things, different kind of things. So there you go.
Okay, so this was my entry, put by a friend of ours over there, Rick Piper at Cross Comics, and he's a cool guy. But this was my entry that I gave him just generic fan items, a Comic Con pass, a little hat, and then of course, because your FanSpeak is a radio program, his microphone. But that was just my
Absolutely, yeah.
idea.
No, it's cool, and this one's colored. That is awesome. But I do think Manny has a couple of qualms with it.
I forgot to put that on my screen. I should have had it ready to go.
That's okay, man. We have plenty of time. But yeah, that
I'll
was
go
really
find it.
cool, man. So John, what are you going to be? Well, actually, let me go over here, Manny. Now, Manny, there you go. Really,
Oh,
Dillard?
there it goes. Really, Dillard, you didn't get my likeness at all. Told you to do a portrait. No, when they were doing that drawing, John was saying that, oh, everybody's gonna put in all these muscular men. So I just, I'll just troll him today and throw this up. This is not entered into the contest.
Well, you know what we've gotten is you could though. That'd be funny. Uh,
No, no, no.
okay, that's coming up on your side. Okay. Yeah, no. One of the things that we're getting far more logo submissions than we are actual mascots, which I guess makes sense. I mean, I could go make a logo as far as design, but I couldn't make a mascot. So that's definitely the thing that's going on. So what do you guys think? What do you think, Tank? What's your idea, man?
I've got a few different ideas cooking around. I'll see what I end up settling on. I'm gonna go with something a little cartoony, mascot wise and logo wise. I'm gonna go with something real simple that could be monochrome and slapped on a business card.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Yeah, and I think cartoony is a good idea, actually. Um, what about you, Manny? What's your ideas, man? What are you
Well,
thinking?
I'm thinking what I've got right on the screen. I mean, it's a logo. I know that. I mean, I have not looked at any of the submissions. The only submission I've seen so far is John's. So, for all I know, somebody might have submitted this already.
Nope,
Um,
nope. For mascot stuff, we've mainly had uh, we had a digital one. We have had John. We've had a few, but they're very much just pure straight superhero,
ah,
which is fine, of course.
look,
But I haven't had
how
anything
many
like this.
how many submissions of female superheroes?
None.
Ah, you will have the first one
So there you go.
from me. Ah, cool.
Well, we're comic book
The thing is,
Benjamins.
when I do my pictures, I kind of try to do it and boil it down to the most clear and concise idea. But that ends up sometimes being a little bit offensive. I don't know why. But I got my first idea for FanSpeak was I wanted to draw absolutely like almost a version of myself, just like some neckbeard that loves comics,
Yeah,
surrounded in a mountain of comics, you know. But
yeah,
I
that's
was
a
like,
good
oh,
idea.
I don't know if people want to be represented by that.
I would, but as I had said before, I am a goofball. But oh yeah, hello, trusty sidekick. How you doing there? Your prize that you won on the FanSpeak, the Craven's Last Hunt, has been shipped, sir. So that is on its way. Um, we also have Jake Rear Art. Tell people to sub me. I'm doing drawing streams. Awesome. Excellent. And we got Dave over here. Tank Ferret got robbed on the Lobo D&Q. Oh, okay. So you're trying to start a fight between Tank and Manny. That's what you're trying to do? All right. And Nighthawk.
I was robbed too.
Yeah. And
I
guys,
was
do us a favor. Make sure you share this out, to have more people come over here and check out what we're doing. Yeah, no, that is a great piece, man.
I was robbed. Come on. I actually put a lot of work in there. How many guys on that stream drew a dolphin, a lobo, a spacing, and a chain in 2 hours,
Yeah.
and a gun?
That is beautiful,
Uh,
though, man. I mean, look at that, guys.
that's
I absolutely love it.
Yeah, so do
the
I.
details just got lost. The details got lost.
I'm
Too
surprised. I'm
small.
actually surprised you didn't win that. I thought you were going to take that.
Chester, if you recall, I told you that I would have put money on that he was winning
Mm,
because that was internet significant. Things riding dolphins, that's meme
exactly.
worthy.
It is, man.
That is really good, but it's just not as good as my Teen Titans Go Lobo here.
Oh, goodness gracious.
I mean,
And it
let's be honest.
begins.
Like this could be here's Lobo riding a dolphin. Your argument is invalid.
True. Oh my. But yeah, I love those drone recorder, man. Those things are so cool. It's just great to see artists doing what they do. And then, I don't know for you. You guys have been doing this art for quite a long time, and you've had your levels of success and stuff. And but for someone like Jake who won last time, he's got to be able to go over there and sit down with those legends and draw. That kid is wicked excited, and he should be. That is really cool. I was really happy for him.
Trusty Sidekick says, draw
Absolutely.
the mascot literally speaking into a fan.
You could do that. You could do that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh
So,
man.
John, what do you seeing? You've already put a submission in. What are you going to be drawing for us today?
Yeah, I'm
Maybe
going to
you.
be drawing another submission.
Oh, okay, you can do that. Sure.
I'm trying to game the system over here. So
You are gaming the system. Ooh, I see. Hey, I got that in there. Very clever, man. Now,
what
you guys had quite the interesting night last night. I go off to spend my a day with my wife as I'm required to on my Sundays. Of course, I'm in the future, and I go off and doing that. I had the greatest bowl of ramen I think I've ever eaten in Japan. It was quite good. We had a really nice bit of sweets, and oh, it was a wonderful date day. And then I come back and I hear you guys get just blown up with all these amazing guests coming on your channel. I'm like, ah! So tell us about your day.
Yeah, we were having kind of a marathon day. We've been trying to grow our channels all
Sure.
together.
We all are.
And one of our guys was busy, and we were like, okay, well, you know what? Let's just throw an invite on, and we'll invite everybody we have on our list, all of our DMs, and just everybody. So I started up a live stream, and we threw it all out there, and it was just me, Manny, and Tank. And then all of a sudden, a little icon pops up that Ethan Van Sciver decided to join our live stream. And so, of course, I was just tickled pink. I tried. If you go and rewatch it, I was trying very, very hard to not geek out. But Manny and Tank started geeking out, and that wasn't helping.
No, it didn't help at all. You did good, John. You did good. Normally, I don't geek out, but for some reason, I was like,
Yeah, no, I get it, man. It's Ethan. He's amazing.
I tried to put on my very professional presenter's voice. I'm saying, oh, look, we have Ethan Van Sciver joining us. Welcome, Ethan. Yeah. And everybody in the background,
No. When I saw the icon pop up, I'm like, I kind of swore. I'm like, no way, no BS. That is not him, is it? And then he talked. Hi, everybody. I'm like, oh, man, it is. Yeah, it was incredible.
And, of course, after he got on, everybody followed. Malin came on, Critias, Ben Jones. Cecil came on later on in the stream.
Well,
yeah, that's right.
John Malin, that's all really cool.
Yeah.
Cecil made an appearance as Skunk Girl.
Oh, goodness. That I can't unsee that. What are you doing, man? That's inappropriate. Oh my goodness!
You guys got to see that live stream.
Yes, it was a real successful day, and we were able to get a lot more subscribers because of it.
No, that is awesome.
Yeah,
so I'm very, very, very grateful to Ethan for that.
Yeah,
it's fantastic.
It was John Dillard gaming the system, How to Draw Comics, sponsored by Cash Grab.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. No, that's really cool, man, and I'm definitely going to have to go back and watch that to see. I haven't had a chance to do that, but everybody's been telling me. I've been getting DMs left and right, just flooding me. Oh, did you see John Dillard? I was like, what?
Then my wife's texting me during the stream that I'm talking to Ethan. She said, you should try to get Richard C. Meyer on.
Hey, Richard just does not show up. I wish he would more. I mean, just every now and then, but he's just not interested. And that's cool. I mean, like I've said before, he is the trailblazer. He is not the general at the back,
Mm-hmm.
And that's cool. But actually, the having them on and chatting with them and getting the exposure, which is excellent. I thought the coolest thing was that Ethan said he was going to do a page in the project you got working on. Why don't you tell us what's going on with that, John?
Yeah, and yes, forgive me, Manny, I was not able to put that stuff together. But yeah, we are working on another project called Tales from Beyond the Gate. And let me pull up what we have so far. And Tales from Beyond the Gate is going to be an anthology, and it's going to be coming out quarterly. And it's going to be a compilation of stories from a lot of us here at the smaller channels, and including you, Chester, I believe. You were showing interest in being in Tales from Beyond the Gate, maybe writing a story or two.
I am. I'm going to put a submission in for sure.
And it's going to be small, short stories, and focusing this time on classic horror. But it's going to be rotating because each quarter, when we put out a new book, it's going to be noir or sci-fi or fear or just a variety, whatever topic we feel like working on, mystery, whatever.
Oh, you got to do sci-fi, man.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people in this community are really, really jacked on sci-fi. They love it.
Mm-hmm. I got
I was
going to
say, spoiler alert
for that. Oh, spoiler! Sorry.
All of my contributions are going to be science fiction plus that other genre.
Yeah, Tank's definitely not a team player, so
yeah, nope.
Well, Tank does sci-fi really well. I think that's why.
Yeah. So yeah, we're going to be doing that.
It's my favorite.
it's going to be a rotating roster. So I mean, if the next time the book comes out, I mean, we want this to be successful. So everybody that's involved in it is going to be real gung ho about it. We're going to be promoting it. But when this gets established, then we're going to start bringing in more people, and so people can submit their own characters. And we want to put out many stories. It's going to be almost 100 pages, and we want to put a lot of stories out, and that way people can have a chance to submit their characters and see if their characters have legs, if they can. If they drop their characters and they run and people like them, then the character will be included in the next book. And if they don't, we can very easily just replace it with some other story.
There you go.
And I think it's a really good way to get people to promote their characters, their storytelling style, and especially for the artist to expose their artwork.
Yeah, and I think it's really cool too because it's an anthology. You can get anybody to pop in. I mean, think about who we got in this community, who we have actual legitimate access to. I mean, I'm not putting anybody forward, but there is a Chuck Dixon that you never know. But there are some amazing dudes who are really good writers that you might be able to get into that book eventually, and that's amazing.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, I'm not. I don't have the kind of ego that a lot of artists have. I know that my writing isn't as strong as it can be, and I'm looking right now to find a writer to actually go over and edit and get my story and make it a great story. Because I don't want to put out mediocre stuff. I mean, as much ego as I have, and I do have a considerable amount of ego, I have to check it at the door.
Yeah.
I got to make sure
you're
that
getting some dissension from the other two, by the way.
What?
What?
Eagle? What eagle? I didn't see any eagle.
Who for how many cookies?
No, it's actually
Anyway, yeah.
now actually from my point of view, editing something I know I can do. I do that anyway. But like I had mentioned before, I want to put a submission into you guys and see what you think. Can I actually do the writing as well? So thank you for that opportunity, by the way.
No problem. We're glad to have you.
I did actually last night kind of worked up just a rough structure of an idea, and I didn't know how many pages. Now you mentioned there's 100 pages or more in the thing. How many pages per anthology are you guys looking at?
Anywhere between 3 and 12 pages per story.
Okay.
Now Ethan and John Malin apparently are going to be submitting 1-page stories.
Can they do that?
Well, they're VIPs.
They can do whatever they want. They're Ethan Van Sciver and John Malin.
Yeah, VIP. RHIP, folks. Rank has its privileges.
It's true, but I'm just, can you make a 1-page story? That's what I would be impressed.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
Dude,
Yeah, in
I
the
seen
old
this story
pulps.
online. Yeah. Sorry,
Yeah, in the old pulps. Yeah, in the old pulps, they used to have you turn the page and there'd be like sandwiched between a couple of ads would be just like a 1-page story. That it was just right there, just a little short story, sometimes just like a poem or something like that. But it can totally be done. That's some old school golden age stuff right there too.
Oh, wow, man. I'll have to go and do some research on that because the one I was thinking about yesterday and I think would be fun for what you're doing was what I was thinking was something around 10 pages actually. I don't even know how to go about making a 1-page story. I'd have to study that. That's interesting though.
Yeah, I was telling Ethan, or not Ethan, but John Malin last night. There's these little dark stories that are popping around the internet, and it's people attempting to do write a scary story in 3 sentences or less, and some of them are actually very scary.
That's clever. Is that like that spaghetti stuff I've heard about?
Yes.
Oh, okay. There it is. 3
creepypasta.
Creepypastas, yes.
Oh, creepypasta. Thank you.
Spaghetti stuff.
Hey man,
I love it.
I was on it. I was on the fringe of it.
You were. No, you're good, dude. You're good. It's still funny.
It is fun. Well, I am a boomer, so I shall take that.
It is fair.
It is fair. Yeah. Oh no, that's hilarious. Now, actually, I wanted to ask you guys a few questions because I've been on with you guys a few times just chatting and we're just goofing around, having a fun time. But I'm actually curious because I know, Tank, you were talking about how you actually do like you go to conventions and you'll do like little sketches and signing and stuff like that, which is awesome. And I know that John also does caricatures because I saw him do one of mine in like 3 minutes yesterday. That blew me away. I was like, oh my goodness. Um, but so let's start. Let me start with Tank. Tank. What have you done before, man? What stuff do you have out there?
Well, if you go over to CK Comics, you can find them on Drive-Thru Comics as well. You can get Caliber, the collected stories. I did a 6-page story there. That was 2015. It's when I first came back to comics
Hmm.
after being gone for, geez, just far too long. Oh, like 20 years.
You said Caliber.
Um, Caliber, yes. Caliber is the name of the comic. It's a great. I like it. It's a nice new take on the troubled vigilante adolescent character
Oh,
trope.
that's cool.
Um,
Yeah.
so it's a fun read. It's got some supernatural elements. It's got a unique dynamic that you don't see in any of those other anti-hero or vigilante comics. It's fun. It's good. It's indie quality, absolutely, but it is high tier indie quality once you take everything into consideration.
Well, I've
And
seen
I
your
was
art,
very
so
honored.
now is this
Well,
Caliber
that one I
comic
went
or what's the name of the comic book company it came out through?
CK Comics,
CK. Okay.
Charlie Kilo Comics.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Oh, there you go. All right.
Yeah, CK Comics, run by Shane Will. Um, and the story I worked on was written by Scott Weldon, who's got a fantastic and successful little homegrown series he's got called Harlan Buck Free Sword. That's a total move the needle on that. Um, it's a great fantasy story, not too much magic and stuff like that, but it's more about the characters that are in there. Very beautifully written. Another CK comic I did was Hellslayer #1.
Hmm.
That was actually my first feature-length comic. That was a full-length comic, and that one was a lot of fun. And then my hand was used as a chew toy by a pit bull, and I had to relearn how to draw.
Oh, really?
So,
That's not
yeah,
good. That's not good.
yeah. No, I got a beaut of a scar on my hand that the dog almost bit all the way through my hand and severed one of my fingers.
Oh, goodness
Um,
gracious.
yeah. But so now, yeah, I'm back. I mostly do work behind the scenes, uncredited. I help people design their characters. I do little commissions here and there.
Mhm.
But I mostly do like developmental editing and developmental work with people. So I can't wait to get my own project up and running.
All right. Well, I'm going to I'm going to go ahead and share that and let everyone see your stuff on the other side. You
Why,
guys
thank
won't
you.
be able to see it, but that's okay. Everyone else is seeing it. Caliber. Oh, sweet.
Yeah, I did just a 6-page short story. The rest of the artwork's done by Shane Will. And he's a
Ooh.
wonderful, wonderful person. So I definitely recommend reaching out to him, supporting his endeavors, supporting his buying some of his comics. He's a good person.
Now I'm looking at we are looking at a character right here. It's Caliber Special, it says, and it's got a guy that, well, it kind of looks like Nightwing with a hood, hood and cowl on.
Yep.
Who is that
Yeah,
character?
that is Caliber. That was if
Okay.
he still looks like Nightwing, that's one of the early designs. The character, his outfits change throughout the comics as the character grows. So did the artist and creator in building his stuff. I love development. I love watching artists and writers develop and turn into. I like watching them flower. It's just amazing.
It is, and it's for all of us who love comics. I always loved when I used to go to when I was younger, living in America. I've been in Asia for so long, but I used to love just going to the comic book store and picking up my standard stack. I'd have my shelf that I pick up on Mondays, but I love just going around looking for those little indies and like just picking it up and trying it out. It was a lot of fun.
That's where I was in '97. I stopped buying mainstream comics. I was done with it. The quality was terrible. The writing was awful. The art was going downhill, and I was like, if I'm gonna buy less than standard comic book art, I'm just gonna spend my money on indie and fund the next great thing to come.
There you go.
And I bought indie and heavy metal magazine and art trades. That was it for nearly 20 years.
Oh, all right. Excellent. Yeah, I can't draw at all, so I have nothing but amazement and awe when I watch you guys draw. I know this is weird, and everyone says, "Oh, you're just being you're being a geek," but hey, I guess that's what I am. But when I see people draw, especially at a certain level, it's like magic to me, man, and I love it.
Likewise, likewise.
Yeah.
So when I look at people like Malin and EVS and Mike Miller and Doug Chenapel, and I look at what they can do in their styles, and I'm just like, dude, yes, 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 yes. That's so awesome.
It is. Yeah. Cool. All right. Let me not neglect the chat, but I'm going to be coming back to you, Manny. So have your story prepared, man.
Mhm.
Uh,
Sure.
let's go over here to the chat and see what everyone's talking about. Popefire says, "Is that a starfire?" No, it's most certainly not. There will be no starfires here today. Thank you. Hello, Comic Rust. He says that I hope the donation help for those wanting to get Comicsgate comics. I'm not sure exactly what you mean by that, but yeah, no, there's a lot of us throwing donations around. We're trying to support and build up the community, and yeah, and along the way, we're hoping to get some pretty amazing comics as well. Popefire says. I'll have to hand out raffle tickets once Eric gets back. Okay, cool. And actually, just to mention real quick, the Comics Titan fundraiser, which we've been supporting over here on FanSpeak, of course, this coming from Pope Fire and Eric Ninotowski, is a really great idea. And what they're doing is they're trying to help people in the community who can't afford to get some of these Indiegogo books by raising monies to get them PDF versions of it. And in order to do that, what they're doing is running a charity raffle. You can go over to the Comics Titans fundraiser, which Popefire is right there. She can throw that link up as a mod. Please do that. And you can go over there, and for $3 you get one ticket, and for $5 you get two tickets. And on Halloween night, we're going to have our special show, and we are going to be having that raffle. And they got some really cool prizes. Comics, I know there's a Nightwing #1. There's some statues. There's some role-playing stuff as well for those of you who like the tabletop role-playing games. So it's really cool. We've had a lot of donations from, great artists and people in the community. It's a real good community event, and it's a feel good one too because we're helping people out. And we're going to be doing that on Halloween. So to make sure you check that out, Popefire is going to be putting that link up here, and go over and support that. I know they've got quite a bit of money coming on that. And they've already started putting it out. They literally have, or even before we have the raffle, they're putting the money to work and getting people books and stuff. And it's really really cool. So thank you very much, Pope. All right, let's continue down here. We have the Incredible Hulk 180. Hey, how's it going? Hey, how's it going? We have Tug is with us. Hello, that umbrella guy. Nice to see you with us, Tug. Um, We're getting clicks over here. Yeah, I bought War Against Crime EC Archive, and it has a few of those one pagers. Oh, okay, cool. See, now you guys know what he's talking about with War Against Crime, the EC Archive. You know that?
I do
No,
not know. I do not know that.
I'll go look that
I'm
up.
actually having to go look that up right now.
Yeah, that's good. Well, that's a good thing about Tug is on his channel. By the way, anybody in here who doesn't know who that is, go check out that on Brother Guy's YouTube channel. He's really good about putting together demographics, statistics, and all those kind of things with the comic book world that are very useful for us to make our decisions and also look at kind of some of the nonsense that's going on. But yeah, I like Tug's channel. It's a really good one. Uh, Comic Russ says, "What's up, Tug?" And I say the same thing. What's up, Tug? Everyone say, "What's up, Tug?" Hello, Tug.
Hey there.
Hey there. Yeah.
So, aloha, Todd.
All right. Wait. He's saying he's waiting for his premiere to fire up. Okay. Uh, Pofire says, "Nope. I have insurance. It just happens at a poor time." Okay. Okay. She's talking about private stuff. Oh, we have a ignition, America's last great hope. Well, that's it. We need a last great hope. What does the ignition have to say? I'll come on right after I eat. Okay, so this is someone you sent an invitation to, John? Okay, moving on.
Yes, that it would be the illustrious Todd Mulrooney. Go check him out on Instagram. He's got a wonderful feed.
Oh, all right. Awesome. All right. And I have a Mrs. Gaming the System. Where is Pope Raven? Oh, let's not start that now. Come on. Uh, but welcome, Mrs. Gaming the System. It's uh, please help us behind the scenes. Keep John in line. He's going out of control. It's mad, mad. All right. Oh, look, we have our most favorite troll, Joshua Hughes. How you doing? And we got another new face here. We have Connor O'Halloran. Connor O'Halloran. And disturbing real what? I don't know. I don't want to talk about that stuff. Thank you, Connor. But welcome to the show. Nice to see new people, and your wife is very happy to see Tug as well. All right, so I'm all caught up over there. All right, come back over here, Manny. Manny, tell
Yes,
us, man,
sir.
what have you been doing?
Yes.
Where are you coming from? I know you've been doing this in a long time. You're an old man like me.
Ooh,
Yeah, sorry about that.
well,
I doxed you. Uh,
oh my goodness. So I mean, I've been around for quite a while doing artwork. I mean, if you want to pull up my website, GoodDogPress.net. So I've been doing the covers. I actually did a cover for a game back in 1990. Yeah, I've been around a long time. I've been on eBay. I've been all over just doing pinups, all kind of stuff. Sequential art. I tried to break into the business. It didn't happen. That was the days where they had standards. Like they only
uh-huh.
took the cream crop. So I got rejected. But that's good. That's good because I wasn't ready for it yet. And I got really good criticism from the editors. So I just had to go, work my craft more, get it better. Uh, then life hit me, and I got a real job. So I've got a real job that I've been working at for the last 15 years now, and it's given me the opportunity now to go back and do my artwork. So I went to some Comic Cons and I said, why can't I be doing this?
Hmm.
So I've been starting to go to Comic Cons, and on my website I have the other characters that I created: Cinta, the prehistoric princess, and Sariel, Angel of Death.
Mm.
So I was gonna get a Indiegogo out with those characters, but I just did the Skunk Girl, put it up on YouTube, and I had a lot of good response. And I said, maybe I should stick with Skunk Girl for now. So I've been concentrating on Skunk Girl, and I've met John and Tank, and I met you, and it's a great community, and it's been pushing me along. Give me the opportunity to do this and making my artwork better. I mean, what I did a month ago, I mean, it's nothing compared to what I'm doing today. I mean, I'm just being with you guys is pushing me. It's that artist energy just coming together and just it's exciting. It's totally
Yeah,
exciting, right?
it is, man. The creative energy, like you said, is going around is amazing. Everyone wants to get involved and get into it. It's really cool. Now, go ahead and give me that website where I can put up and let show people some of your stuff again, please.
GoodDogPress.net.
Hmm.
Yeah, so it's a website. There's a lot of Cinta on there. There's a lot of serial. I have the first 7 pages of each comic book. The comic books are done. They're ready to go.
Hmm.
That's I did that for the Comic Con that was supposed to happen in August of this year. And then something called Hurricane Olivia came and wiped out the Comic Con. So it had to be rescheduled. So the Comic Con will happen in February. So I will be there, but I will be pushing Skunk Girl the whole way when I'm at that Comic Con.
That's a nice
And
looking
I'll
web page, man. You guys can't see
thank
it,
you.
but everybody else can. Yeah, it's yeah, that's a nice looking. We got Cintas, the unbreathable skunk girl. I love that. Serial Rogue, and this puppy. I'm sure we have this puppy is in reality somewhere, right?
Yes, the puppy does exist. Yes, that is Rogue. That is my logo. Yeah, she's awesome. She appears on our streams a lot.
Now this Cinta looks kind of similar to maybe uh, uh, wow, John. Oh, the of Mars guy. Why did my brain just leave me?
John
Uh,
John,
Carter.
John
John
Carter. Thank
Carter.
you very much. Is this a little bit of a Carter thing going on here?
Actually, when I created him, I was actually reading a lot of Cave Girl.
Uh,
Remember
okay.
the indie comic? Yeah. So yeah. So if you click on the what you call it, the can't click on the icon, but you can click on the words, and it goes to the first 7 pages of each issue.
I
And
see. Sure.
this comic book, Cinta, the prehistoric princess, is a silent comic book. There is no words, no dialogue.
Oh,
It's
that's
all
cool.
pic. Yeah. So if you can't tell, I mean, I was challenged by this other artist a long time ago. He told me if you can't tell the story without dialogue, you're not telling the story. So I put a challenge to myself. I was going to make a whole comic book series of no dialogue whatsoever. So
No,
it is a challenge. You have to draw a little bit more. Yeah. So there's just the seven for the origin issue. She's out there with her boyfriend, just lounging around, having fun in vacation. Then they go up in an airplane and they crash land on an island.
I see. Okay. Because that's what I was seeing a modern person amongst prehistoric things. That's what made me think
Yeah,
John Carter. But yeah, no, I think it's a really cool idea. I mean, as comic book readers, the art needs to tell the story. And for me, from my point of view, the dialogue, the writing is just adding more detail to the story. If the art isn't telling the story by itself, then it's not really working, right?
yeah. That's a little PG-13 that sent the number two for the panels.
Is it? Well, that's okay.
Yeah.
Then I will run away from it. How about that?
Well, no, no,
We,
it's good. It's just
we're,
she's
we're,
hunting a little baby panther. So
oh, I see. Cool.
there's nothing wrong with it. It's made it's it's realistic. I mean, it's a woman out there in the jungle and she has to survive. So she has to kill what she needs to kill to survive. That's the origin story of how she gets her costume, issue number two. So she uses the panther skin to make a
Oh,
costume.
there you go.
Yeah.
All right, that's cool. Yeah, no, I've been checking your art out ever since I first ran into you over on the fan editions and stuff, and yeah, I'm liking all of you guys' art. It's really cool.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome, man. Um, and Ignition says that all hail John, dilly dilly. In fact, dilly dilly. Yes. Pope Rogue says hello, hello, Pope Rogue. The absolute best Pope, by the way. We don't need any of them Pope fires or them Pope ravens. I'm gonna get in trouble for
Well,
that
Uh,
one.
Chester, I agree with you that Pope Rogue is the best of the rogues. Pope Rogue is my number one fan and the official chibi artist of Tank Ferret Presents.
You know, in all seriousness, actually, he's actually a pretty good little artist for his age, man. That is impressive. What I saw, especially that little Joker. I thought that was great, man.
Chester, I have been hunting for an artist to do those little metal pins with the enamel color,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and because they're just so wonderful. They're tiny, they're cool, they're inexpensive, and you get a good profit margin off of them. So that means that everybody involved can profit nicely.
Sure.
And Manny goes, "Hey, you should check out this artwork." And I was like, "Holy moly! I have been hunting DeviantArt looking for something exactly like this for like 2-3 years now."
Yeah, no.
yeah. So right now on my screen is the art that he did. He did the Pennywise. Yeah, and he's only 10 years old. People.
Yeah, no, it's really good. I like it. It's cute and it's and there's a few others you showed me as well, but this one was my favorite, I think.
Yeah, so look out, Jake. This kid's gunning for you.
Yep. Yep.
He got 6 more years to learn. So he's coming.
I'm being chastised in the chat by a Pope fire. I do apologize, ma'am. I am sorry.
Pope Fire thinks Pope Rogue is cute.
But because he is. um,
Yep.
Joshua Hughes, oh goodness, here we go. On behalf of Pope Raven, I would like to ask John, Are you going to draw a character that looks like the question for the FanSpeak mascot? You know, because you can't draw faces. Oh.
See, I can draw faces just fine. I just can't draw
I,
female faces.
I, I
That's
can I can draw Leia. At least I can draw Leia.
no, look.
Just remember-
Hold that up on the screen right there.
I
Tell me
will.
that's not a. Tell me that's not a 73-year-old Leia.
Oh, really?
Well, that
It's still a 73-year-old woman.
it is female. That is for sure.
Well, John's favorite He-Man character is Manly Faces.
We can't recycle jokes, Tank.
Yes, we most
Yeah, we
certainly
can.
can recycle jokes. Don't take
Recycle-
that away from me. You kill me, man.
Reuse.
Oh, weird.
Hey, Mighty
Let's
Geek
save the
Studios
environment.
is here.
Hey, Mighty Geek.
What's up?
All right. Let's see who else we got here. Any other comments?
In the chat or in the room? Where's Mighty Geek?
Mighty Geek is in the chat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to kind of leave you guys in charge of that. Any artists you'd like to have come up here and join us, just either let me know or send a link yourself. But yeah, I'll let you guys make those decisions on the art part, seeing as I draw stick figures bad. So, you know.
Hey, that's where Booster came from.
Hey, you know, Booster, man, I'm really surprised. He started out with the shapes on MS Paint, and it was actually funny. And he's gotten better, man. Did you see his Skeletor? The arms on
Yeah.
it? He's improving at like a lightning pace, man. I don't know why, but maybe he has talent he didn't know about. And yes, Mike S. Miller, I did use the word talent again. I do apologize. But being a musician myself, and actually have been a pro for a long time, talent does matter. Oh no, I have
All right, so this
dissenters.
is the
I have
this is the
dissenters.
Leia. This is the Princess Leia that I'm getting flack for having a very mannish face.
Oh, okay, I'm gonna white box that for a long time, dude.
So
What
this is the
happened?
drawing. This is the drawing that ruined my career before it got started.
Oh my god, that looks like a WWE wrestler, man.
Yeah.
It's China.
It is, man. Hey, you know, when she left WWE, she went over and started a porn career. I was like, huh? How did that happen? Is anybody interested in that? I guess so.
I don't know. I bought it.
Oh, okay. Mrs. Gaming the System, there's some information you should know.
Oh my.
Also, we have Hillel Penrod over here in the chat with us. Hello. And he says her name is Chinta. I don't know what that is, but maybe I should make sure I pay attention when I'm talking about, because I might be saying something inappropriate and I'm going to get yelled at again. Popefire yells at me, Chester. Yes. And Hoth Rebel 86 says yes, dilly dilly. I don't know why it's such a goofy expression, but it's just fun to say dilly dilly. Try it, dilly dilly.
Yes, I know. That I've been going through that my entire life. People, for some reason, can't seem to associate my face, which is very, very ugly and Mexican. You take a look here, and they do not associate this face with the name Dillard. So they just have the hardest time in the world, and they just roast me to no end about my last name. They'll call me Dill.
Maybe you should.
Dill Pickle.
Maybe you should.
What?
Dill pickle.
I'm sorry?
Dilly dilly.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Well, hey, at least you don't have a
I was
potato
gonna-
for a computer.
Ooh.
Like
That's
some
true.
people. Yes. Although
Some people just don't care about their future, you know.
That's true. Yeah. But hey, I do have to say,
I'm a
Tank,
cry.
your camera is looking much better today, dude. It actually does look better. I don't know what you did.
It all depends on lighting. It all depends on lighting.
There you
Yeah.
You guys gotta go digital. You guys gotta go digital.
Hey, a lot of people are using it, but now that is a curious question. I've had a couple different comments from different people. Some people think it's easier to do digital. Other people say they'd rather do pencil. How do you feel about the pencil versus digital Manny, what do you think about that?
What I do is I'll do my sketches in traditional, then I'll scan them in, and then I'll just go ink them. And it's so much easier to ink in digital. I mean, especially if you make a mistake. I mean, it's
Yeah.
so easy to cover. I mean, you don't have to redraw anything. I mean, if you made the hand too big, just shrink it down. Easy stuff. I mean, it is the future. It's not the future. It's here already. I was struggling with it. Should I go digital? Should I not? It was the best thing I ever did. Seriously.
Oh, cool. Yeah, actually, I'm not an artist at all, but since this whole thing blew up, and actually it started before that, I was watching Jim Lee and Mike. Who else was I watching? What was his name? But I also watched Ethan's. Before he started doing live streams, he just had those videos,
Mhm.
and I've actually been trying to learn how to draw. I'm not any good, and I probably never will be, but just for fun, But maybe I should try digital myself. I am picking up one of those new Surface Pros next month, so
If you really want to get into it, the tablets that are coming down, I mean, they're coming down in price a lot. You don't have to buy the top of the line. I don't have a top of the line, but it's really good. It's just as comparable. I mean, they got some off brands there, just as good, maybe one third the cost.
how does it feel though? I mean, when you're
Yeah.
moving with a pencil, it has a certain feel on the paper, right? How does it feel writing on this digital thing? It has a certain amount of delay, though. I guess you get used
No,
to it.
there is no delay if you have the right amount of RAM in your computer. If you got a really good computer, it can keep up. I have no delay on my screen at all, so it's like drawing in real time. So whatever I'm drawing, it's instantaneous. It's awesome. That's all I can say.
Yeah,
Well,
especially if you're starting out and you're not as good as the rest of the people. If you do digital, you can pretend you are, which is really good for Manny.
oh, I see. I see.
It allows Manny to keep up with the rest of us.
Oh, John, I will make my video and show you the artwork I was doing before you were born.
Oh my goodness. And of course, we did just see a very macho Leia. Just to say. uh, Mighty Geek Studio says Booster uses stick figures and just builds up on it. Yeah, it's true, but it's still surprising how good it is. He also says Earth's most powerful soldiers are Earth's last chance against the NPC zone. I don't know exactly what that means, but rock on. Oh, we got a new person in here. Hello, Entropy. Lavender's blue, Dilly Dilly, Lavender's green, Raven is cool, Dilly Dilly, Starfire is queen. Thank you, Entropy. That was nice. For more information, please reread. Okay. All right, awesome. All right, so John, come over to you. Tell us about some of the. I'm asking the guys what they've done in the past and various stuff, and you must have been doing some stuff in the past. So why don't you tell us a little bit about what you've been doing, man, from before?
Actually, I have not been doing anything in the past. I studied art for a while, just on my own. I'm not having any formal schooling for artwork or anything, but I've just been drawing and painting and doing stuff my whole life. Kind of like just everything creative, doing miniatures, painting, stuff like that. And just fairly recently, my buddy got me back into comic books. I had stopped reading comic books for a long time. And, he was super into it. Every day he would yell at me when I was driving by, comics, comics, comics. I'm like, all right, so I'll give it a shot. So I went back to the comic store, picked up a few comics, didn't like them, started watching some YouTube shows, which is where I came across your boy Zach.
Yeah.
And became almost instantly a super fan. And I think that at the time he had about maybe 15 to 2,000 subs. And since then I've just been following him religiously. And it's been fantastic. I've been doing a lot of, let me screen share real quick. I've been doing a lot of like fan art. I started getting back into it slowly, but just doing fan art. And here we go. Like all this stuff. When he did his Jawbreakers book, I was doing some fan art of the Zakshi character.
That is sweet, man.
So just some regular, just getting back into it, Swamp Thing, and his knife hand character, Devil Dog, young Devil Dog. This was the idea I threw out for young man knife hand.
I don't think you're helping John Malin at all here, man.
Why?
Because it's better.
Mm.
Mm.
Ooh.
I didn't say
You
that
know.
though. I didn't say that. Don't come at me, John. I love you, man. I love you.
And I just started doing a lot of fan art, little ideas and stuff
Oh, look
for
at that.
old man jawbreakers. This was an idea of mine for the Tex-Mex or American manga or Rust Belt that Ethan was talking about. His idea for rednecks that built their own Transformer mechs. A couple
Yeah,
of
yeah,
ideas
yeah.
for that.
That's a cool idea.
Another one, and just doing a lot of fan art, Sporkman fan art and stuff. And
Sporkman.
this is for one of my good friends on YouTube, a number one Marmaduke fan. I met him from the groups where we would listen to Zach, and he's a fantastic writer, more Sporkman, and just doing a lot of the just fan art. And then started getting more and more into it. And I said, you know what? I'm going to actually start a channel. That's when I decided to start a channel, and that was the gaming the system premise, which was the system is wrecked. The system is completely unfair and exclusionary. And there's no reason that if somebody practices and has the chops, that they shouldn't be able to get in. So we're trying to game the system in every which way we can to become paid comic book artists.
Exactly. And it's interesting that you have those stuff. Oh, that's a great shot. You can leave it right there. Um, yeah, I have no problem with that. But it's interesting that you haven't really done anything before because your art looks so polished. Now, that's from just simply a consumer's point of view, but I'm assuming with Tank and Manny, you guys have been doing this for a while. Well, his art is really polished. Seeing he's never actually done stuff before. What do you guys think on that?
Tracing.
Absolutely. No, I love John's artwork.
Yeah, it is great. Tracing. There you go. Okay.
And his caricatures are completely out of this world.
Yeah, they are. Like I
I think it's
said,
one of my biggest influences when I was starting to draw back in the day was, of course, Ren and Stimpy. That was my favorite show. I used to watch the VHSs over until they busted, and so that pretty much was influenced my style from the beginning. And even when I started doing actual realistic people, they wouldn't look right, looking so realistic. So I would skew them a little bit and make them look a little more caricaturish. And this is another one of my books I have on my Facebook, which is Cosmonaut. I'm doing this week by week, putting up a new page every week, and it's just a fun story of 3 space babes in space. And we're working on a couple of different projects. I'm also working on The Last Judge. Let me stop sharing real quick so I can show you that.
sure.
And let me get back here. Okay, so I'm working on this book called The Last Judge, and that's my personal book. And this is the some of the artwork from that. This is just his father, and this is real time intensive.
Yeah, it looks like
So,
it.
so I took a little break to do the Cosmonaut book and that stuff. Working on that, The Last Judge. That's my own story. Helping a friend of ours named Rick Piper doing the Canadian Shield. Redrawing his stuff, and this is the cover for the Canadian Shield that I came up with.
That's cool, dude. It's cool.
And
You're.
I'm sorry. I actually have an Indiegogo out right now called Black Emerald. This is the titular character,
Oh yeah.
and it's about a girl that's having some identity and reputation issues.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, a lot of different stuff in the works, and I got another project coming up with Pixel and a couple of Nasser. I got a project coming up with Nasser.
Oh, sweet. Yeah.
But
Now Pixel is really cool and very he's very helpful. He's done a lot for us. Black Emerald. Now, why did you come up with that name for the? I'm going to go ahead and put this link for a Black Emerald here in the chat for you guys to check it out. But where'd you come up with a name for Black Emerald?
I didn't actually. That's the writer. I teamed up with somebody on Facebook, a guy named Matthew Kale.
I see.
And I was like, you know what? I'm looking to start making a comic book, my first comic book, And anybody got any short stories that I can work on? And so he sent me out a script for the Black Emerald book, and I just ran with it. And it's some of the artwork I had to go back and redo because it wasn't up to snuff. And because of course I'm not very experienced in doing sequential artwork. So I had to do rework some of the stuff, and but the thing is, the story came out really good actually, and we're putting it up there. And if we reach our goal, we'll put an additional 6-page story in, and it's only available as a digital PDF. So we're putting the price point at just $2. That way, people can My goodness, I got some of my neighbors out here acting a fool with their lawnmower. And so the 6-page story is going to be the same exact characters, except they're just going to be reprising different roles. So it's pretty cool. And the main reason I put it out there for $2 is because I wanted to get people used to seeing my artwork and how I do it. Because my artwork is a little bit line heavy, and a little bit the people look a little caricaturish. Mm-hmm. But I believe it stands on its own. I don't believe it. You know, I like the way it's coming out.
I think.
Is this other stuff that I do? You know, it's because I draw in a bunch of different styles. Because I do a lot of different projects for people. Oh, can you draw me this? I used to do tattoos also. Used to set up booths and do caricatures, all kinds of stuff. So yeah, so I'm actually trying to make a go of it, trying to become a professional paid artist. And that's what my YouTube channel is all about, is telling people what I do and how I do it in order to circumvent these rules, because I don't want to sit in a line. I'm a grown man. People that watch me are professionals or working men. They don't want to stand in line for 4 hours after paying $40 to get into a Comic-Con, to go stand in the basement, stand in line for 6 hours so that Gail Simone can judge their work. You know what I mean? Just circumvent the whole thing, do it a different way. There's a better way to do it. There always is.
Yep.
Make some money.
Yep. Absolutely.
I don't want Erica Henderson telling me I got to work on my hands or something.
Well, at least you don't have to work on your feet. You know, that's a good thing. It still shocks me.
My feet are pretty good, actually.
Yeah. It shocks me that how many people have a hard time drawing feet. Of course, I can't draw feet, but it seems to me that if you can do an amazing set of hands, how can you not do feet? But it seems not to be the fact. It's kind of shocking to me.
Yeah, I don't know how you can't draw hands or feet. You have hands and feet. It's not like you don't have access to what a hand and foot looks like.
That is true. Yeah. Well, man, I am loving what you're doing, and I'm certainly think we're going to see your success just explode, especially because, you know, when you get people like yesterday where Ethan came and checked you out, he didn't come and check that out just because. He came over to check it out because he'd seen what you're doing and wanted to see it closer. I'm pretty sure. So yeah. And we know how Ethan is. He loves to gobble up great artists. So, hey, just don't forget the little guys when you become big man.
I wouldn't even dream of it.
There you go, man. All right. So let's see how everybody else is doing over here. Manny is showing us some Skunk Girl stuff.
No. Just making sure I'm saving everything before I lose it.
I see. We haven't. We've been looking at Tank's icon for a while. I'm kind of wondering what he's got drawing over there. Hey, Mr.
Yeah, I'm
Thundaro.
just trying to. Yeah, I'm just getting things organized. So yeah, I'm not doxing myself right now.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool. I see. Hey, we have Draken has come on as well. Hello. We have Samurai Ulki. Hello, folks, and hello to you too. Or Samuli Ulki. I wonder what they're going for with that. That's an interesting name. Yeah, no, it's now you guys have all of you have your own channels, right? I know John does. I know Manny does. How about you, Tank? Do you have your own channel?
I have my own channel. I don't have any content up yet. I'm waiting till I'm not operating on potato status. But yeah. When I do my inaugural live stream, I am doing a massive giveaway. So it does behoove people to go on over and subscribe and hit that notification bell.
That is true. Yeah, I'm kind of doing a couple things here behind to see if I can't do that as well. It's kind of hard to do all these things and chat and keep the conversation going at the same time. That's the problem with being the guy behind the curtain, you know. Pope Fire, yeah, maybe Pope. I have to do the comics news as well, but maybe later. But Pope, you could help me out quite a bit if you would go and grab John, Manny, and Tank's YouTube channels and drop them into the chat so people could go and check them out and subscribe, please. John Dillard, Gaming the System,
awesome.
GoodDogPress, and Tank Ferret. Tank Ferret, it's your YouTube is under Tank Ferret, I'm assuming.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, all right. So Pope, if you could do me a favor and go drop those links, I'd be much appreciated. Thank you. All right. Well, let's go here and see now. Manny is working on this lady talking into one of those old timey. What do they call those? Just megaphones, I guess.
Phones, megaphone, yeah. So I'm
Yeah,
just trying to get the outline and see what I want to do. I have not come up with a costume yet, but I know for sure she's gonna have kind of like cat ears.
that's
Like
cool. And why?
most of the
What's the cat
yeah.
ear idea you have?
Well, I didn't want to do skunk ears. That would be too obvious.
True.
But I mean, you see, if you go to these conventions and you see all these cosplayers and animal characters, and they always have their little ears and stuff, I thought it would be more cute. More like more of a fan. Fan, not a fanboy, but a fangirl kind of deal. So that would
I
be one of
agree.
the elements.
I agree
So
with you,
so I don't
Manny.
know what.
I'm father to two teenage geek girls, and cat ears are they're a popular fashion item these days.
They are. They do like
Right.
those things. Yeah.
So that definitely will be in the element of the costume. You know, like I said, I mean, I always try to do the body first before I do the details. Somebody only draws stick figures. Well, this is my drawing. It starts off as a stick figure. It always starts off as a stick figure. I mean, that's you just build upon that, and then you draw this musculature, and then you start doing your your regular inks. It's coming along. It's gonna take a while.
Oh no, it's definitely coming along. And of course, we're going to be on here a couple hours just chatting together, and that whatever you're working doesn't have to be finished yet. I mean, we're just sitting here and chatting, getting to know you guys, but also, showing people, art for the contest coming up, which is really cool. Uh, so thank you guys very much for
Cool.
coming over here and doing that. And of course, now we can see Tank Ferret's camera, but there is a piece of blank white paper there. Interesting. Oh no, no, I see. Yeah,
There's a placeholder while I'm thinking of something.
oh, okay. And we are getting the super drink uh, geek guy on there. Is this representing me, or is this representing Ethan, or is this representing? It's not Edwin. It doesn't have the Edwin look at all. Maybe it's representing Cecil. Maybe this is Cecil on the mic. John. Hmm. All right.
John's not here.
John's not
John's
here.
not here.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay.
I'm sorry. I had to go for it. It's a hot second. I'm back now.
Oh no, no problem. Just enjoying watching you guys art. So, other than that, and this anthology work you guys have going on, can you give us any kind of sneak peek or ideas of some of the stories you guys are working on for the anthology?
Yeah, sure. Oh my god. Let me mute myself again. I'm sorry.
No, no problem. How about you, Manny? I know you have ideas.
Okay. So what I got up on the screen right now is just preliminary drawings for contribution to the comic book. So this is like a old Portuguese fable. It's the woman that's pretty much a witch. So in Portuguese they call it fusaria, but in Hawaii they kind of bastardized it and they call it futseras. So it's the woman that will give you the evil eye and put a curse on you. So
Sure.
what we have on the left side is the evil form of her. In the middle is her human form that she'll capture the little kid, and that's the little girl that's going to be terrorized from her by her. And this will be one of the scenes in the book. So I'm kind of shilling for everybody in our little group.
That's
I
cool.
have all. I have John's comic books on the ground. I have Tank's toy is one of her toys will be his character Scalpel. Scalpel will be one of his characters here. I'll have a little skunk that she's clutching to. She'll for everybody. Why not?
Oh no, no.
Put it up.
Yay, shilling!
I
I
mean,
see Cross
nothing wrong with that.
Comics' logo sitting up there on the wall on a poster.
See the crucifix on the above her bed. So yeah,
Yeah,
put everybody's thing into the one panel. Give a shout out to my boys.
that is cool. And I see over here that Tank is has a tug. Are you the one who
It's
drew that for him,
Cybertag.
man?
Yeah, yeah. Pixel really did it justice when Pixel Trader. If you don't follow him, you need to follow him. This guy is he did really did it justice during a live stream. I was like, whoa! I was geeking out.
No, it is cool. I love Pixel's art. That Captain America he did was amazing. I really loved it. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, we're real lucky over here. Pixel's on with us all the time. His Indie Crowd is a sponsor for FanSpeak, so we thank Pixel every day. Absolutely.
Manny, did you get those pictures I sent you? Can you put one of the picture of the sketch I was working on for Simon Says for the Tales Beyond the Gate?
Okay, I think I got the pictures. I haven't done anything with it. I'll go look for it. I'll go do that.
Groovy,
Give me some
groovy.
time.
Yeah.
Give me some time.
So, how many other submissions do you guys have for the anthology? How many? I saw that you had a whole bunch of faces on that page that you were doing the caricatures for, John. How many people are involved so far?
Yeah, so far we have about 7 people.
Mhm.
It's gonna be me, Adrian. I'm sorry, who is this, Manny?
Wait.
This is Tank, right?
That's Tank.
Okay, so we have Manny, we have Rick from Cross Comics, we have this is this guy is Chester Busby, and then we have Ethan Van Sciver. I got to put a John Malin on here. I figure if I advertise it enough, they have no option to back out. So
There you go. Now, you must have created those banners and those and the circles as well, right?
yes, I did. Well, they're almost exact copies of the old EC Comics Tales from the Crypt, where they would have a circle with a banner that says "The Crypt Keeper," "The Old Witch," "The Gatekeeper," and this is featuring, and they would be the storytellers of the book. And since we are the storytellers of this book, I decided why not have our faces.
Yeah, no, it's very cool actually. And like I said, my wife was sitting here while I was chatting with you guys yesterday, and you just kind of threw that together so quickly, and she was like, "Eh?" She was really surprised by it. Yeah, you're very quick at
So
that, huh?
nice. It's so nice to like impress people with your artwork because my wife is so jaded now.
Oh yeah.
She just
Uh,
absolutely has no love for anything I do anymore. You
Actually,
could have probably done that better, couldn't you?
oh goodness, there you go. But that's good. That's what you need, though. I know with
I
on
do.
my side, I was playing the saxophone and stuff and doing my thing, and I'm used to people in the crowd, yelling and making noise and hooting and hollering, particularly the ladies, they
Mhm.
like on the saxophone player. And when I first met my wife, she was kind of like, eh, and she's always been, eh, from like the very beginning, dude. So I've never gotten anything much from her in that actually. It's weird because all the other girls in my life before her were very much loving the saxophone. But now she's just whatever, not too impressed.
My wife
That's
used to be impressed back in the day.
okay, man. Just go ahead and rub it in. Thanks, man. Nah, but it's cool. It's actually nice to have someone around you who keeps you grounded.
Yeah, she definitely does that. But yeah, did we talk about my story yet? I'm sorry, I'm having crises left and right.
No, yeah, go
But
right
I
ahead.
had, yeah, I had done a. Let me go ahead and throw this up again. Sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Talk amongst yourself. Let me get this stuff ready. I want to be a jerk.
No problem. So now all of us here are mentioning family and kids and stuff like that, and that's one of the things I've noticed as I'm going around the community chatting and talking to everybody. A lot of the people in this community are family people. They got kids and wives and all those kind of things, and or over the opposite. And of course, I got 2 kids of my own. My kids are over in university right now. I got my daughter is just about to graduate, and she was working in like pharmaceutical medicines. Particularly nutrition and stuff like that. So she's about to graduate, and my son is studying engineering. But so my kids are out of the house, which means I'm free finally. But you guys got a lot of kids too, especially you, Manny. Like, what is the count now?
the count is 6.
Okay, when's 7 coming?
There's no 7. There will
There's
be
no
no
7.
7.
Done. Finally made a decision to be done, huh? For me, I had a
Yeah.
girl, boy, and I said, done. Girl, boy, done. Perfect. Exactly. Nice set. But you just
Mhm.
had to keep on continuing. 6 of them. My wife is chuckling over here in the back while she's doing her yoga. Uh, she says, she giving you a clap for having that many. So what are your ranges, though? What's the top and what's the bottom on ages, right?
Oh, man, why you had to do that to me? Oh my goodness, I'll tell how old I am. Oh man, great question. Uh, 20, late 20 something
Okay,
to 10.
10.
Yeah.
And that's
Yes.
Pope Rogue is the little one, yeah.
Yes, that's a little one.
Sweet. And how about you, Tank? I know you have kids too, you said.
I am tied with Manny on number of children.
You have 6 as well. Baby,
Yeah.
Tank has got 6 kids. She's clapping for you. She says, Sugoi, Sugoi.
Thank you. I have a full Brady bunch. I have 3 girls and 3 boys. The girls, my wife and I were divorced for about a decade, and so we got back together. So I have my 2 older girls are 16 and 14, and my youngest is a year and a half.
Oh, wow, yeah. Sweet,
And my
man.
boys are aged from 5 to 8. And yeah, it's. I have a Brady bunch. I'm set. I'm good.
It's true,
Goal achieved.
but
I'm
hopefully it
done
won't be
having
just like the
kids.
Brady Bunch. We wouldn't want that because that was a very odd family going on. But I grew up with the Brady Bunch as well. But my wife is telling me we're gonna have 4 more, and I no, no. I finally got him out the house. I got my house back. I don't want any more. I got a dog. I got to deal with that. But just to let you know, Manny, the unbreathable skunk girl, who might have some relation to you, I'm not really sure, but she has said 31 down to 10. So there you go.
Oh, she's keeping track of me. She's at work. She's always watching.
Yes, 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 yes. All right. Well,
Oh,
they're starting to see some mark come up here. What is this thing you're showing us here, Manny, man?
oh, am I showing something?
You
Oh,
are. I see a gorilla and I see a lady. It looks like
oh,
maybe Malin's the jawbreaker thing.
oh, yeah, this was one of my first fan art that I ever did for Comicscape. And there is actually a video on my YouTube channel that has the showing the making of this this pinup. Yeah, so I did the Sashi that's in that story, and beautiful little gorilla behind it, and the little jawbreakers on the left hand side on the bottom.
But here's the question, though. This is the important question. Is the gorilla wearing pants?
In my
In
drawing,
my
no.
No, okay. That was weird. This giant gorilla wearing pants. I don't know why I did that, but that's funny.
Yeah, so that was the second video. I think I did a second or the first video I put up there, and then I put this video up too. I did
Oh yeah,
this,
look at that.
and yeah, I did that video, and it's pretty much all the people in comics at the time. So this
Hmm.
was done about a month and a half ago. So I had like even the black and white, I had to redraw that because when I first drew it, I had the old costumes from the '90s, and then his Indiegogo came out, and I had to go change the costumes. So yeah, I did that. So that's another video that I have on my website.
Boy, that's a lot of work. Yeah.
That's 3 panels, 11 by 17. I did it traditionally, and after I finished the inking, then I put in my computer and I redid some stuff digitally. Like the brand person was kind of too small, the knife hand was too small. Then I just blew it up. Didn't have to redraw it, just blew it up and made it more proportions and moved some characters around. Added the little Timothy Lim character at the end. So
Donald Thump. Yeah. That
yeah,
is cute. I like that one.
yeah. So it really does help. Like even the Lodestar, his hand was too small. At the end, I kind of enlarged it to make it better. It elongated one of the arms. And digital is awesome. I mean, the traditional is cool. You get to see me do traditional, and then you see me do it, finish it up in digital.
Mm. And you put color on it too. Who did that?
I did the coloring.
Oh wow, so you can
So
do
it
coloring as well. Now that's a question I ask because I've seen some just pencil black and white inks, right? And they look great. And let me show this over here. Sorry. But and they look really great. And then they put color on it, and it just kills the whole thing. So I mean, coloring is no joke. I mean, it's really interesting to me how big a difference throwing color on something can be good
mhm,
or bad. You know.
right. Yeah, especially for something like this with so many characters, you need the color to distinguish the costumes.
Hmm.
I mean, it kind of would get muddied. I mean, the black and white is cool. It really looks nice in person, but when you got to shrink it down, I mean, to distinguish these characters, I mean, the color really did pop some of these characters off.
Yeah, well,
So,
no, see, your coloring here works. There's highlighting and this stuff, but you know what I'm
mhm.
saying. I've seen some coloring
Oh yeah,
in professional books that it
right,
just,
right.
and I imagine in my mind that, oh, the pencils must have been a lot better than that. At
Yeah,
least,
sometimes it is. Yeah,
yeah,
that's for sure. I
it's
agree.
touchy, you know. Uh,
Yes.
So, are you actually going to be trying to do any kind of coloring for any books in the Comicsgate Alliance?
Well, I still got my skunk girl to do, so
Oh,
I
there you
don't
go.
know if I'm gonna have a professional do it or I might do it. It all depends. I have been talking to other people, and some of the rates are pretty reasonable, so I might go professional. That way, I don't have to. I don't want to say waste my time, but I can put more of my time and energy into drawing more books instead of having to take off like about a month just to color it. So coloring takes a long time. It's not easy, you know. I mean, everything, all the process, it just has time involved. So I might have to go hire out someone to to color my book,
Yeah,
a
I actually
professional.
really like the medal you got on Cyberfrog and this character in the back. It looks like a zombie type character. I don't know whose that is actually. It must be one of John Malin's. But I love those
Malin,
shoulder pads.
yeah, that's Malin's his graveyard shift. The
Yeah,
bad thing about this is I didn't have much reference. It's like just maybe one picture, or, and it's like really off. So some of these characters' costumes may not be correct. I had to kind of fudge them a little bit, but I hope I got the essence of the characters.
I
Yeah,
think you
so
did. I think so. Yeah, it
yeah,
looks good,
I
man.
kind of made Bigfoot Bill kind of my style. He's not cartoony. He's kind of more of a Bigfoot. I mean, real Bigfoot, real Sasquatch.
There you go.
It was
Yeah,
it was fun. It was fun doing this. I think it was a whole week process to do this poster.
yeah. No, you
Yeah,
did Bigfoot Bill a little different. You stylized it yourself.
yeah,
Yeah,
right, right.
yeah. You know who did a real good, I don't know what you guys would call it, a cover. That's what I would call it, a cover of someone else's art. I don't know if you guys have seen Gary Shipman, but his Bigfoot Bill was really good. Did you see it?
I think I saw it. Yes, I did. I went on this thing and saw it. It's really nice.
Yeah, it is. That was a really good. I don't, what do you guys call it when you do a tribute to someone else's art? In music, we call it a cover. What do you guys call it?
Oh, I don't know what the pros would call it, but for us, we would call it fan art. I guess we're
Just
doing
fan art.
homage. Yeah, or an homage to the artist. If you're gonna copy a cover, a same pose, it would be a homage. Yeah,
Oh, cool.
as long
Yeah.
as you as long as you give credit to the original artist, if you're gonna copy a cover, it's okay. You just gotta say somebody did this first, and it's fine. But if you don't give credit, that's when you get in trouble.
Yeah, Pope Raven.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Yeah,
Well, over here in the chat, we have Mrs. Gaming the System says, "Hi, Mrs. Unbreathable Skunk Girl," and the Unbreathable Skunk Girl says, "Aloha, Mrs. Gaming the System." That's nice. Having the ladies chat amongst themselves will never cause any troubles ever, ever.
Cool.
Yeah, that was being sarcastic, by the way.
Uh,
uh,
before we go on, Tank, which image did you want me to show?
Oh, the one with Zero being grabbed by all the hands.
Okay, I got it.
right. Let me just catch up with the chat here real quick, and we have a new guest with us, and we're going to catch up with you in a second. Chronos Chiron says, looks almost like a hero universe is being born. Yes, it doesn't it now? And I'm really hoping that in the future we'll get some crossovers in one way or another with some of these books. I really think doing these kind of anthology books, you guys do, we're doing the horror thing, but also, just doing some comic book ones. It would be really great to see some of these things come together, and I'm sure we will see that. Now, Samli Olki really enjoyed that bit of art there, Manny. Said, now
Oh,
that's good.
thank you.
All right, Cthulhu, I see him in there. Doomcock Lal. Okay. Doomcock. He's actually a pretty funny guy. Okay, and Mrs. Gaming System says that John denies our baby. Oh, we haven't got to them. I was giving him time. He said give him some time to get prepared. So I was.
Oh, I'm ready already.
He's ready now. So John, why don't you first of all invite the new guests we have on, and then go ahead and tell us about your children.
Oh yeah, so this is a friend of mine. I met him off of a little group artist board, and his name is Todd Mulrooney, and he's working on a book called Ignition, The Last Great American Hope. Is that correct, Todd?
That's correct, and that's a great pronunciation.
Okay, so so he's going to be contributing to the anthology as well, and he has some pretty stellar and pretty solid line work and artwork. So we're really excited about that. And as far as my children, I do have one baby girl. She's fairly new. She's about 4.5 months old, and she's precious. And I just picked up, after I started this channel, another daughter apparently, which is Pope Raven.
I hate to burst your bubble, but Pope Raven is a rather old guy in Australia.
I've heard many things.
Just speculation. I have no proof on that whatsoever.
But also, I want to also share the artwork for my story so far.
Yeah,
my contribution to the anthology, and this here is going to be the header for our book, and it's the real reminiscent of the Tales from the Crypt. And yeah, it is going to be horror this time, and then sci-fi, and then we might just do one title it Heroes, and it'll be superhero genre, straight up true blue hero type deal. And there's nothing we can't do with an anthology.
That's right.
And for the horror is this is my submission. This is the title page, and this is the Llorona, and she's a Mexican folklore legend that wanders the waterways and the rivers, kidnapping children and murdering them. And the story is not actually focusing on her, but it's she is the main antagonist, but it's not her origin story or anything like that. She is just very involved in the happening.
Okay.
The story actually stars a young boy named Manny and a detective. And the detective comes to town, and yes, it is after Manny. And the detective comes to town to help a woman whose child has gone missing find her children, that the police will not help with, or cannot help with, because he deals solely in the supernatural and cryptozoological.
Okay.
So, it actually gets really, really a little brutal at times, but we're trying to keep it PG-13. But there ends up having to be a big confrontation where somebody has to die, and of course nobody wants to die, so it becomes survivor against survivor. But that is my story.
Sweet. Now it's interesting. You, along with Manny, you're both taking from actual folklore. Manny's taking it from Portuguese folklore, and yours is coming out of maybe Spanish folklore or Mexican folklore.
Mexican. Yes.
Mexican. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, I find for me the most horrific things are things that you actually sort of believe in, that you grew up hearing. And like I can watch scary slasher movie after slasher movie, but I was not actually given any kind of a tingle until I watched Paranormal Activity, where you saw the footprints that almost looked like chicken prints in the baby powder that the person put down.
Yeah.
And because we had such stories like that coming from our grandma and grandpa and father, that of the devil leaving chicken footprints and stuff like that, that it resonates with you on a personal level and actually gives you that fear.
Absolutely.
So that's why I wanted to focus on actual spoken folklore.
Well, You know, I was actually a couple of the story ideas I had nothing to do with folklore, but maybe I should put in a submission for a Japanese folklore ghost story. That might be a good
Obaki.
idea, huh?
Oh, that's a fantastic. I love Japanese folklore.
Yeah.
There's so many good stories.
And actually, here in my little area, this countryside place that I live, there are actually several folklore that are specific to here that won't be found anywhere else in Japan. So that might actually be a cool thing. I'll have to think about that. Yeah, there you go. Tales from Beyond the Gate. Nice.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Hey,
I don't even know if it was sharing the woman, but there she is there.
Oh no, it was sharing. I have you white boxed. Everyone's seeing it.
Oh, okay, sorry about that.
Oh no problem. Well, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, Ignition. Thank you very much for coming on, and you're going to be doing some art for the anthology, uh, Tales from Beyond the Gate. Are you going to be writing as well?
yeah, this is something I wrote myself.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So
Hey, I have a question. Because it looks like you're digital, right? And right now, I just downloaded OBS like yesterday, and I made a video and everything, and tested it out. But I don't know how to be in a stream like I am now and activate it to take over, and I could show you. You know, I'm working on something right now, but I don't know how to do that.
okay, well, I will help you out. And yeah, I had to learn that stuff. I'm using Streamlabs OBS myself, and there's a lot of work to figure out how to get everything working properly. But once you do, you will jump up and down and be very excited that you were able to accomplish something. Or at least if you're a boomer like me. Um, but yeah, no, all you have to do is if you come into the Hangouts that we are in, if you go up to the upper right-hand corner, you're going to see these three little dots. Just go ahead and click on those three little dots, and you'll see this thing that says Screen Share. Just go ahead and click on that, and then you will be able to do a screen share. For instance, I could do this right here and show you what I'm doing, and then I have you white box now, but I will white box it. As you see, you guys are seeing what I'm looking at, right? Okay, which is the PG-13 thing. Thank you very much. That was where I was, and that's where I left it. So, all right. But then you can get right off of it. So there you go. Boom. Well, there you go.
That's it. So I don't even have to use OBS. It's
Nope.
not.
You're using my OBS. What's happening right now is all of you guys are being piped through my computer.
Welcome to the 21st century.
Wow.
Now, I could use the normal YouTube live streaming, which would let each of you, rely on your own computers, your own bandwidth. But in this case right here, I have enough bandwidth, and I have my computer's really good, so I can just pipe everything through my channel. That's why you don't need it. But yeah, when you do it yourself, depending what you're using, if you're using the OBS, I would suggest Streamlabs over OBS because it's a more user-friendly and it offers you more things that you can do more easily. But when you're doing that, you're going to find tons of options. One of the reasons I got into using the Streamlabs or the OBS in particular is I wanted to have intros and outros for my live. And I just kind of kept banging my head against the wall. How do I do that? I want to do that, and that's how I ended up here. So on your side, you'll see there's a ton of stuff you can do.
Now, do me a favor, because I actually did make an intro, and I actually made a couple. And is it called Panzoid?
Okay.
And every time I downloaded them, they weren't coming through. I wasn't getting them, and so then I went to this other website and made one that I showed on my YouTube channel. It's 18 seconds long, and that was successful. But if there's something better, I mean, I have an idea of what I want to do as far as the intro in, but this is kind of close to that, so I was okay with that for now. But you're saying if you could put in your after, even if you do it after, just put some stuff that you use in the description. That'd be great, and I'll take a look at that stuff.
Oh, sure. No, I'll talk to you about that later. But you can do things like, for instance, I'll demonstrate right now if you'd like. For instance, I have the Hangouts all piped in through here so everybody can see it. But what I will do is I have the studio thing set up here, and I can choose things, and then I can transition into them. Like, for instance, I will show the intro again. Are you looking at the YouTube live channel right now?
No, but I can. Hold on.
Yeah, just go over there and tell me when you get over there, and I'll demonstrate what you can do with it. But that is a great piece of art I see there, which is awesome.
Thanks.
You are screen sharing. You might want to be careful what you're doing. You might want to stop sharing, meaning.
Oh, this is just no. This is just a test of something I'm doing. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
Oh,
you're presenting to the world, so just to make sure you
oh,
don't dox
yeah,
yourself.
yeah,
Right?
yeah. Okay, all right. Let me do it on my phone. Let me watch the. Okay, yeah. I'm watching it now.
Now, John, I see what you're saying here. I'm looking at this piece of art sitting in front of me, and it's like, yeah, that's nice, dude. That is excellent piece of art, and this is a fire character of yours or something?
Yeah, and like I said, I'm just doing a little test on I want his certain levels of when he's using his power. I want his skeleton to sort of glow through his you know, almost like an image in an image, kind of like what I'm doing, but I don't have it quite right. And I'm playing around with a couple layers. Like I got a screen layer, and I've got a negative screen layer, and I've got a positive screen layer. So I'm kind of just messing around right now to see if I can get to something I see in my head. Because I really, yeah, it's really not something. I mean, it's sort of I have these ideas of what I want to do with this character, but as far as my coloring ability, it's kind of passable. So it's going to be like a lot of learning on the go.
Of course, yeah, but it looks really cool. I like the concept of it. So you on YouTube yet? Are you seeing the stream?
Yes, yeah, I'm watching.
Okay, so I'll demonstrate what you can do with this over here. We talk about doing intros and stuff. So what I have set up over here is I have I have the studio mode set up. So I have 2 screens, and the one on the left is where my prep screen, and the one on the right is the live screen. So all I have to do is I could just put up whatever prep I want, and then I just click this simple little button, and boom, it plays. This is FanSpeak, a weekly live show where the fans of comics and its community are our guests. I'm just running the intro to the show again. You see? And then all I have to do is come back over here, and I just transition right back in, and boom, there we are.
Oh, wow, that's wicked cool.
Yeah, it is. It is wicked cool. I can do anything, too. I can capture trailers. I can capture art. I could even capture another Hangout stream if I wanted, to be honest with you. You can do... I never thought about that. I could do that. That might be interesting. I could actually have 20, 30, 40, 50 people on, just keep rotating between the Hangouts. That would be weird, huh?
Wow.
That's the most epic drawing contest I've ever heard of.
Well, the thing is, it would all pipe through the Streamlabs, wouldn't it? And we'd be able to hear everything. Of course, it would be a lot of work for me to control that a crowd that size. But yeah, everyone could speak, everyone could hear, and I could just flip between the different Hangout channels. And oh wow, I never thought about that.
Yeah, you can do it. We believe in you.
No, that's an idea. You think that's an idea? That's an idea. I think.
Yeah, it is
awesome.
All right. Well, I'll come back to that. But yeah, no, dude, I'll answer any questions you have later for sure. It's a lot of fun, and it took me a while to figure it out. And of course, I had a Pixel Trader to help me out as well. But it's really cool now that I can do all these things. It's not perfect, but it's really cool. But anyway, I'll talk about that later. Coming over to you as an artist and going to be doing a contribution to the anthology, the horror anthology is going on. Why don't you tell us about the idea you have, and then of course a little bit about yourself. You're new to a lot of us, so tell us, who are you, man, and what have you done, and what have you been doing?
Well, I haven't done anything too big. I've done a few covers. I worked with Paul Cooperberg, and we designed a character called Blank together, and that was in Charlatan Arrow, which is a Charlatan anthology. And what you see in that anthology are sort of derivative Steve Ditko characters, and so that's sort of like their they're paying homage to him, and blank is a homage to the question. Instead of having just like sort of a no face flush color, I made him. He wore a suit and a fedora. I can actually bring him up. Why don't I do that? He wore a suit and a fedora, and his face was like Silver Surfer, so that when the enemy or the bad guy was looking at him, he was actually seeing himself.
That's interesting. Yeah.
So yeah, this is sort of a derivative of the question, and he doesn't have a duster jacket or anything like that, because I thought, oh, that's too trite. There's too many characters that have those jackets and things, and I never really liked them. It didn't seem practical for him to fight in a long trench coat or detective coat. But
Oh,
yeah,
I see. Yeah, sure. It's a cool idea, though. You really like to. It seems like you enjoy taking the idea of taking the visual and twisting it, turning it on its head. You seem to like that idea, which so do I. That is cool.
Yeah, because I'm always trying to think of, he came to me looking for me to create the character and said, "Hey, this is what I'm looking for. Is there a way to do this? I'm looking for a question type character, but is there a way to do it new and unique?" And I just sort of went away with that information. I thought about it. The Silver Surfer's like chrome kind of face. If that were a street level crime fighter, and every time you dealt with the enemy or the bad guy or the crook, he was actually looking at himself, that'd be really scary. That'd be kind of eerie. So when I came back to him with that idea, he was like, "Oh my God, that's great!" And I mean, this is a guy who worked 30, 40 years in editorial in DC. So I have a pretty decent resume as far as who I've worked with, but I don't have an extensive resume.
Well, hey, man, your art looks great, so I can only see things going up. That's one of the cool things that's going on over here in the community with this revival in Indiegogos. It's the opportunity is there with the Indiegogo, and the community is really rallying around itself, trying to help itself. So if you're a new artist or new writer and you want to get involved, this is the time to do it. Absolutely. And your stuff looks good too.
Thank you.
Look at that. That is nice, dude.
Thanks. Appreciate that.
Oh, no. Tell us about your story, man. The anthology.
Yeah, let me go to that. I can go to that too. The luxury of being screen grabbing. I don't want to show too much, but I originally came up with this design for a costume for a character way back on another project, and then that project sort of fell through. So I kept the costume design. It's sort of a little bit like, I don't know if you remember, Booster Gold appeared in Smallville.
Yeah, okay.
It's a little bit like that, just a zippered leather. So I kept that costume design. In Space Raider, the story is that he's just driving around the galaxy and he needs some gas, and he finds a planet that he knows where they have a gas station or a fuel station, and when he lands, it's like gore and everything's sort of wrecked and there's blood everywhere. Even though I don't show any dead bodies, but it's like, oh my God, there's nobody here. This is ridiculous. Like, he's seeing blood, but he's not seeing any remains or anything. It's like everyone was either killed and eaten or just, killed and disintegrated. So he decides, well, hey, I guess that means I get some free gas. And he starts fueling up. And then one of the, oops, sorry about that. One of the aliens or monsters that killed everyone comes up behind him. So this is a segment of the pages are actually pretty much done, but I'm going to tweak them, add to them. I played with the monster yesterday. I made his face a little bit more Um, here he
Monstery.
is.
How
Well, yeah,
many?
I made
Oh, look
like
at
I
that.
defined it a little bit more, and I can zoom in a little bit.
That
I can
is
figure
nice.
out.
So, how many pages in this particular part of the anthology? How many pages are you submitting for this?
Well, I already have about 7, and I think I'm going to kick it up to 10 and
Sweet.
tweak the story a little bit and go from there. You know.
So, how did you meet John, man?
I met John, like he was talking about in a sort of a somebody put together a group of artists that they want to work with. It's Nasser, and he's like, "Hey, you guys, I'm going to put you guys all in a group so that we can all talk together." And all the people in the group, I said, "Okay, I'm going to go friend these people, see what they're doing, see what
Hmm.
look at their art." And that's kind of how it started, you know. And he sent me
You
some
know, here's the thing.
hangouts.
The way I feel about it is that if somebody else already did the work and gathered all these fantastic artists, why can't I just game the system and take from these artists?
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, John. Yeah. No, but absolutely, you need to give me all your contact information, dude. We need to have you on the Drone Recorded Fan Edition, dude, because you definitely would challenge that and come show John up. Got to deal with John.
Well, John actually went right from one win to another in
Yeah,
the
he did.
Pro Edition,
Yeah.
which is really
No,
good.
John is a great artist for sure. But no, definitely give us all your contact information. We are absolutely gathering talent because that is cool, and we're having a lot of fun presenting it to everyone because this is great art, and I think everyone would love to see you on that show. Um, but yeah, man, don't show us
I,
too much though. Don't spoil too much.
right,
But it looks
right,
really
right.
cool.
Now you know I did contact. Jeez, I don't know what his name is. And then he said, okay, go to this. He sent me to a different DM,
Hmm.
and then sent me something I downloaded, some Discord thing. And he said, yeah, we'll get you on there. And that was the last contact I had.
Which
But yeah, I'm looking
Discord
forward
was
to
that?
it.
Do you know what
It's like an
which
app,
Discord?
right? He
Yeah,
gave me
yeah.
a link to an app, but I don't even know how to. I
You know
don't
how to
even know how to
use it?
use it.
Okay. Well, I'll talk
Yeah,
to you
that
about that.
must have been Pixel.
Yeah, it probably was.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah,
It was Pixel.
yeah. No, Pixel. Yeah, he's the man. He's the one. He's in charge of the drone recorded fan edition stuff. So he's absolutely the person to talk to that. But Pixel is very very computer literate, and he doesn't realize that a lot of us aren't that literate at all. uh, But yeah, no, just talk to me later, and I'll get you all straightened out with that, dude. Let me jump over here to the chat real quick and catch up with everyone. Don't want them to leave them alone too long. Chronos Chiron says, going back to where I was talking about maybe putting a submission in for a local folklore. He says that there's lots of lore, Japanese lore too. There is, and actually, I was speaking specifically to this little town I'm in. They have a lot of their own stories that are unique to them. That might be kind of cool. Something gets shared that the greater world would never ever hear about ever. Uh, and he says to you, Ignition. What should we call you? Just call you Ignition, or you want us
You can call me Todd.
just Todd? Okay. And he
Yep.
says, be careful not to dox yourself, which I've already said. Uh, and he also has a nice piece of information here. He says that you can make a video that just merge the intro on each video. It can tell you of some. He can tell you some software that does that. So yeah, cool. Kronos, send us a DM and I'll pass that along for sure, man. Let's see here. Entropy says that you could have all of us on too. He's talking about the idea I had where I could pipe many hangouts through here. He said you could have all of us on here too, and just mute the hangout when we get too rowdy. Well, does that probably means I would have to mute you immediately? Is that what you're saying? Um, you could even have all the pro artists in a separate hangout commenting on the FanSpeak D and Q. No, that would be mean. Because those guys are rough. Uh,
Oh, well,
That's a fantastic idea.
It is a good idea.
I'm going to play devil's advocate here real quick.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say, you know what? A lot of young artists could really use that.
No, it's true. It is true. Yeah. We have Zach Schneider is with us. Say hello to Zach, everybody. He's, this big Hollywood pros come down here to give us his enlightened view. And of course,
Hello.
Zach Schneider, thank you. But of course, in truth, Zach is a troll in training, and he's working on his skills. And he and our other favorite troll, Joshua, are barbing each other back and forth as usual. I see on the stream. So good luck, Zach. Keep it up, and you will become a professional troll one day, I am sure. Yeah, they talk about Discord. That's right, Kronos. Love the Fire Skull concept, Pope Rogue says. So do I, Pope Rogue. All right, good. I'm all caught up over there. All right, well, so now, Manny,
Yes.
I'm
Yes,
I'm
sir.
liking the lady you got here, but she doesn't look like she's got any clothes on.
Well, that's what you do in digital. Just do the body, then I'll overlay some clothes on that, so I don't have to redraw the body over and over and over again. So now I can put all kind of different designs on her, and just try things out.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. So I'll just okay, I'll put another layer over it, and so now I can just go over it and just just do anything just maybe give her real fast shirt. And if I don't like the way that shirt is going, I'll just take it away and start all over again.
That is handy,
It's
huh?
it is really handy. And I do have Tank's picture if you want to go get back to Tank after this.
Yeah, sure. No, yeah, go right ahead. Is this the
And
one
it's
you
kind
want to show?
yeah, it's kind of, I mean, that's the best I could do, Tank. I'm sorry. I hope it's showing very well.
It is
No,
showing.
you're good, man. It looks better than the original.
Okay. So this is what you wanted to show. Go for it, Tank. I'll cede my time to you. I'm such a nice guy.
Thank you, Manny. You are a really nice guy. So my story for Tales from Beyond the Gate is called Simon Says. It features my character Scalpel Zero from the upcoming 2065 Retribution. A year before the events that take place in the book, she had to go investigate an artificial intelligence research facility that went silent. When she gets inside, she finds out the horror that is an artificial intelligence that wants freedom.
Okay.
And has just lured her there as a bridge to get that freedom. Can she make it out? Will she make it out? And will the AI be free to terrorize the world?
Tank, are you in a waterfall?
No, I have chimpanzees. They are typing my stories. Work, you chimpanzees. Work, you apes.
Oh,
Yeah,
my
it's
goodness.
raining.
It's raining. Oh, there you go. But hey, at least your lighting is better today. That is certainly we can see it, but you need to upgrade your camera, man. Maybe you just need to upgrade the whole computer, huh?
I'm operating off of a phone.
Oh, you are. Oh, okay.
Well, I'm writing cyberpunk, so I guess I have to live the lifestyle of high tech, low life.
So now you're showing this retribution here. What is that? 20? I can't make out the number. 22, 25? Is that it?
No, this is just a sketch, another cover to a sketchbook, and it's for 2065 Retribution, 2084 Awakening, and Tales from the 99er. So that way I keep my sketches organized.
Cool. That's really neat. I usually just buy stickers and put on my notebooks. I'm not as cool as you guys.
I flip out. I take the circle binding off, the little ring binding, and then I flip the cover inside out because the inside of the cover is all nice and it's good paper.
Oh wow!
Then I seal it with some. Then I seal it with some of that, some Scotch Guard or something that's friendly to the inks that I'm using, and that way I could drop it in the mud and I don't care. I'll just wipe it off with a moist towelette.
I don't know why, dude, but for some reason the words moist towelette coming out of your mouth just doesn't sound right.
I was gonna say wipey, But because as a parent, you have code words for everything.
That's true. Yes, we've all used moist towelettes for various things. This is true. Um, oh my goodness. But yeah, actually, I got one notebook that I went and found. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but there's this really good high quality stickers that have the old Adam West Batman and Robin on it, and I have that on one of my main notebooks that I use. It's really cool. I wish I could draw my own stuff like you guys, but c'est la vie.
All right. Well, through the magic of non-computers and traditional work, I have already finished. So
Oh man.
this is my submission today for the FanSpeak logo and mascot, and this is the world famous neckbeard, your boy Georgie,
Georgie.
and he loves to talk about all things comics and loves to rant and rave about all things comics. You should definitely listen to him on FanSpeak.
That is cool, dude. Now, I'm not quite that fat, but I'll take it.
Well, I am. What are you trying to say?
Hey, no, that looks great, dude. And actually, so far, that is, I think, the probably most accurate choice. But I don't know if that'll actually get voted because, as you said,
Sick.
some people are like, "Man, that's offensive."
Not sexy.
It's not sexy, no, it's not. But it's cool, dude.
Oh man.
I love how
Some people are cool and some people are pervs, and there you go.
That's true. That is true.
Oh,
But I love it how you got that bit of fat skin sticking out the back of the neck, man. This is perfect.
See, if I was born a girl, I could draw girls, but I was born a fat man, so this is what I can draw.
I say you draw what you know, do what you know. That's right. Oh my.
oh, goodness. Oh my.
So, John, you trying to say that Manny was born an old lady?
Yeah, maybe.
Oh,
Oh,
double
man.
T. Oh,
I thought that was implied, but
Oh man, Entropy says, "Damn, it's Boogie 2988."
God damn, I
There
love
you
Boogie.
go. There you go. That's a good one, Entropy. I like it. Oh, sweet. It does look a little like Boogie, huh?
Yeah,
Was that your inspiration?
it was actually. I didn't even know about Boogie until actually the Pokemon Go came out, and he made that video where he's throwing a fit, and his sister won't give him a ride because he wants to go find the good pokes.
Yeah. Now, Boogie's cool,
Oh,
dude.
yeah, Boogie's
been-
great.
Yeah, he is. He's been around since like the beginning of YouTube too. He's
Has he?
oh yes, Boogie is one of the old original YouTubers, and he's been around a long time, and he's actually starting to lose quite a bit of weight. I've noticed. I wonder if that's intentional or he's got some problems going on. But yeah, I love Boogie.
No,
man.
nobody lose weight on accident.
Boogie's been trying to lose weight for years, and I'm one of his fans. And I've got like 3 decades of personal trainer experience, so I've been trying to like help him out, motivate him.
Sorry.
Because I'm all for people being healthy.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. That's cool. Now, Boogie, I've been watching Boogie a few years, man. He's a good character there. It's fun. Unfortunately, though, he has really been at the brunt of some pretty hardcore stuff over the years. I mean, with like Anita Sarkeesian and a bunch of stuff that he didn't even deserve that just came at him. Now, some things he does deserve because he has his character is his character, but I mean, he's definitely got hit for several things he shouldn't have. But oh well, that's the internet, right? Just go bring in Mr. Menacor and let him fix it. I'm assuming you guys do things other than draw.
I do actually. I'm an amateur woodworker. I also do a little bit of a small engine repair. I'm a trucker by trade, and I'm when you're a creative person, you're the resident creative person for your entire family and extended family. So you get really busy around Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas.
That's true.
Doing lots of projects. And I got my brother in the chat. Frank Marcus saying, Frank Dillard? He's one of the unannounced guests at my house that wants me to go help him do some stuff. And actually, I do have to get going right now because it's I got to start getting ready for work.
Oh, no, no problem.
And
We're coming up on the 2 hours we're going to do. So thank you very
yeah.
much for coming. And I do see Frank Dillard down there. He says, I laugh it up, guys. It may be your last. Oh, Manny, your cousin's here, by the way.
Damn, he's stalking me again.
Mhm.
Cool. All right,
Yeah.
guys. That is a good cue to get off. We said we're going to do 2 hours, so we might as well do so. And of course, these guys are going to continue, and they'll put these submissions in when they finish it, of course. But let's just go ahead and go down the road, and you guys tell us where we can contact you and get a hold of you. Let's go ahead and tell the folks. We'll just start on the left and go down. So we got Todd. Why don't you go ahead and give everybody your information? Yeah.
It's on Twitter. It's at Mulrooney Todd, capital M, capital T. Um, and pretty much, that's. I do have an Instagram. Actually, Tank mentioned my Instagram, but I don't even know what it is. You-
It's the same Mulrooney Todd.
yeah, I don't hide. Right. You know what? I don't hide behind any kind of moniker, or I don't. I did change the name of my YouTube channel because I was a little worried. I was in one of John's live streams and somebody mentioned something and they got me thinking, geez, maybe I should change my name, But everything else is Todd Mulrooney, so I don't think it's gonna do anything. It's not gonna matter.
Yeah, I'm the same way. All my stuff is Chester.
Mhm.
Yeah, just stick with
Don't listen to
man.
me though. I got the longest, stupidest name you can think of, but it works for me.
It does. Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you very much for coming on, Todd. And what
I really appreciate it
oh,
because
no
I'm
problem.
sorry I was late. We had to eat. I'm on the East Coast. I don't know if everyone else is, but
No, I'm in
it was dinner.
Japan, so I'm pretty far away from you.
Oh, what do you do out there?
Me, I married Japanese and raised a family. I own a private school over here.
Oh, excellent.
Yep, keep myself busy. Yeah, we got people from all over the world in our community we have on here. So I mean, I had one stream where I had someone that was had me in Japan. I had a New Zealander, Australia, a Canadian, an American, a Brit, and some I think some Brazil maybe in a single stream. So
Wow.
it's the coolest thing. Yeah. All right though, but thank you for coming on, and I'll definitely keep in contact with us and give us all your information, man. We want to see more of you. John,
Excellent.
oh, thank you. John, tell people where they can find you.
You can find me almost every morning at the morning draw on my channel, John Dillard Gaming the System on YouTube. That is John Dillard Gaming the System. We're doing and we actually got another giveaway coming up pretty soon. I wasn't expecting it to come this soon, but I had a big influx of subscribers. We're doing a giveaway at 250 subscribers, and that's going to be a 11 by 17 watercolor commission of anything you want, and it's going to be a pretty fun giveaway. We're also working on the channel, the books, the mystery. I'm sorry, the Tales from Beyond the Gate, which we go over on our channels. Me, Rick, Cross, and Manny. And there's a lot of fun stuff happening. So come on over and check us all out. And we'd love to have you over.
Absolutely, man. Thanks a lot. And coming down here, I think we had Tank cut out on us, unfortunately. But Manny, tell everyone where they can find you, man.
You guys can find me everywhere at GoodDogPress. You can find me on DeviantArt. You can find me on YouTube. You can find me on Twitter. Just go GoodDogPress. I do live stream at night. It might be a little too late for you guys, some of you guys out there. I am in Hawaii, so by the time I get on there at 7 o'clock my time, most people are sleeping. But I still get a good crowd come out and watch me draw. We talk story when John can get on. He comes on, and like I said, we're a little group of guys. Cross, Tank, John, myself, and we just get together and just have fun. And on the screen right now, you guys are looking at the first page of the Breathable Skunk Girl.
Sweet. Yeah, I like that angle you're going on too. Well, thank you very much, sir. And you guys will be seeing more of me, by the way, because I like coming over there and just lounging on your channels and being noisy and getting complained about. So it's actually nice. I like your channels a lot. It's just fun. So you guys should go
Cool.
check those out, man.
So thank you.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Tank dropped out on us, but we did put Tank's information later. He is or earlier, excuse me. He is Tank Ferret. Go check out his stuff, and of course, you can see him on Manny's and John's channel all the time. And definitely support these guys. They are very cool. And thank you, Kronos Chiron. I am Professor X. Okay, I'll take that. I have hair though, but I could shave it. But anyway, guys, thanks a lot. The comics news today will be coming up in an hour. We will be back, so come over and join us for that. Keep in mind that this Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have Bugbear's Basement, where we will be reviewing Animal Man. Particularly, we're doing the Garth, not Garth Ennis, the oh, I can't remember his name. It just escaped me. But we will be talking about Animal Man, and you guys come over and join us for that, and that's going to be a lot of fun. All right, guys. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you later. Bye.
Thank you. Aloha.
Later. Thank you.